actually a pretty cool theme. Yeah, the movie has like really good fight choreography and a very muddling plot, which is very strange because Sean Bean and who's your girl that plays Phoenix? The older Phoenix.
Oh, Femke Jameson.
Yeah, Famke Jensen is the villain.
Interesting. Okay.
Um, well, I guess we can just start here.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Welcome to the Ace Podcast, where we talk all things art, culture, and entertainment, but more specifically pop culture entertainment. It's late at night. Luckily, we don't have too many topics. I'm your host, Will, and with me I have my regular co-host, Aaron. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm well. I'm swell. We're to talk about some Guardians and some Spidey Mans.
Yeah, we have some actually fun, interesting topics, but before that, I want to tell you about very briefly about Knights of the Zodiac. It's just slightly more to finish my point. Yeah, no, it has pretty damn good fun. Here's the thing: when the movie comes out on digital, which is probably the time for you to watch it, just wait for somebody to edit all of the fights together, and then just watch that and save yourself a couple hours. Because like I like the fight scenes. I like the costume design. The plot is sort of from the anime, to my understanding, but it's like it's not gonna save anything, and there's like sort of a but so here's the do you want to know about my viewing experience for this? um I had a really nasty burnout spell about a week and a half ago, and it coincided with that weekend in particular. So like I was sitting there watching the movie I was supposed to see it at 7. Things happened. I wound up seeing it at 10, which wasn't part of the initial plan. Um, so I was in the theater and tired, trying to stay focused for most of the movie. So I technically slept through a small chunk of the movie. Not because it was boring, but because I was super duper fucking tired and exhausted from the life that I live. But I can say if you see the trailer for it, it's like the fights I really liked. And apparently it's choreographed by Jackie Chan's stunt team. Or sorry, someone that has worked
Oh,
on Jackie Chan's stunt team. Let me specify. So that's why the fights look pretty damn good. The visual effects are fine. The costume design, I didn't have any beef with. Um, it was just a series of things that were neat. Uh, and then the plot, I mean, it exists. TJ Storm, who's like a pretty talented suit actor and like mocap actor, like he's technically the current body for Godzilla, shows up and does nothing. Which I'm like, oh shit, that's TJ Storm. I recognize him by his voice. And he's down. Okay, all right. There goes the black man. And he wakes up in chains. I'm just like, didn't think this way all the way through, did we? Sean Bean's in it. He's good. And then he does what Sean Bean does in movies. Famke Jensen is in it, and
damn.
she's fucking hilarious and hamming it up all the way. Um, the guy playing Seiya, I mean, he's fine. He's young. I hope he has a successful career. He seems cool. And I don't know. It's just like you go in and come out, and there are definitely questions still on the table where it's like, ooh, is it leaving the door open for sequel? Is it a good movie? Not really. Would I watch a sequel? Yes. Like, but I don't know. It's like the bar is so. It, it's not offensive to me because I wasn't a fan of the franchise going into it. I've seen like a half of an episode of the OG and then like the CG Netflix version, which apparently fans are not huge on. So I don't really have much stakes in this other than knowing that it exists. And my partner who saw it with me knows even less than that. I'm like, babe, let's go see Knights of the Zodiac. And they're like, okay. And they forgot they agreed to it. And I'm like, baby, we're getting to go see Knights of the Zodiac today. Are you excited? And they're like, sure. I had to ask them when we got out. I'm like, well, what'd you think about it? Like, it's fine. Both came out with similar opinions.
It,
It happened. Yeah,
it
it
happens.
happened. It started. There was a middle. It ended. I didn't really have any emotional investment, but I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel. Like there's an attempt. There's there's effort put into it. I could tell. Like as far as like the fight scene, like there's this one side villain dude who's just a pissed off like British guy, and that's his whole character, and he gets upgraded to be like a super pissed off British guy to have a cool fight sequence with.
Ooh.
Wait, can I spoil something for you?
Go ahead.
Uh, so when I say Sean Bean, spoilers, I guess, for a movie that I'm sure you won't see, but whatever. When I say Sean Bean does what Sean Bean does, I mean he dies. And what makes it
Nice. He
what's
does.
what's hilarious is he dies for nothing functionally. He they're on like this island mansion thing that actually does kind of look like that picture of Beyonce's house that you sent. Actually, no, it doesn't. It just looks like a castle on an island. But um like there's a lead girl and they're trying to get her because she's the reincarnation of Athena, blah 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 blah. And they're like the mooks that hop in. But the thing is, most of the fighting is like outside. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna blow myself up so they can't get her. So not only do they get her and get away, um, he doesn't like take any of the henchmen with him really, besides like three dudes. And there's like this other sidekick who has a nice cool fight scene that I thought he was gonna die, and he's still alive. And like the girl gets escaped, and like Saya is mostly unbruised. So functionally, Sean Bean killed himself, blowing himself up with his mansion for no real reason. So I think they just ran out of money, and I think the budget was like 60 million. It shows. There's a car chase sequence that just looks rough. Yeah, it's just boy, it's something. What was the budget on it? Yeah, budget 60 million. You know what it made at the box office so far?
What?
5.7.
It sounds bad. Also, read the chat real quick.
Yeah. So that, it's not great. It exists. Weird subplots and oh god, but Nick Stahl. Nick Stahl was in it. Mark Dacascos was in it. He was really good. Madison Eisman, I've never seen her. Yes, I have. She was in the Jumanji movies. Oh shit. Whew, that's a forgettable face if I've ever seen one. Then, yeah. So and the new actor, Kit
It was
McInerney.
franchise worthy. I'm taking it.
Oh yeah, big old franchise. I mean, does it have franchise potential? Sure, but like, I'm not banking on it. What the?
Is it Dragon Ball Evolution bad?
No, no, because it there's at least some level of an attempt, and I give them some credit by actually casting like a lead actor who is Japanese. Oh wow, his
Is it
father.
better or worse than Alita Battle Angel?
It is worse than Alita Battle Angel. Alita Battle Angel, in my opinion, is still the best anime movie. Some may say Speed Racer. I see how this kid is famous. His dad is fucking Sonny Chiba. It makes a lot more sense now. But yeah, he's actually cast a Japanese actor in the lead who's fluent in English. Um, Apparently this is not his first go round doing an anime adaptation or manga adaptation. He was in. Hold on, wait a second. What the fuck? He's done Kamen Rider. He's done JoJo's Bizarre.
Also,
Uh huh.
speaking of adaptations, we have Mortal Kombat
Oh, we do.
because they cast people.
They did. Yeah. Is it just the one, or do we have more? There. I mean, there's a little bit
And
of
I
Mortal
think they
Kombat
cast,
news that's
Carl
cool.
Urban too.
Huh?
Carl Urban and Jade. Johnny
Yeah.
and Jade.
Yeah. I mean, I get. Did you? I don't know if you're big into video games. Did you see the trailer for Mortal Kombat One?
I did. I thought it was dope, and I beat the last game, so I know
Okay.
what's going on.
Yeah.
Sort
Like I know the plot to the most recent game, but I saw the trailer. It actually makes me want to. I'm actually considering pre-ordering it. It looks really good. Tying into that, funny enough, the announcement for a game called Mortal Kombat One, and now we have you know, it's seemingly confirmed. We have some cool casting announcements for Mortal Kombat 2, the film. Tati Gabrielle is Jade, and then it's rumored that Carl Urban is supposed to be Johnny Cage. And those bits of news make me super excited. I really, really, really want them to bring back Mylena because having Mylena and Jade in the same movie makes my caveman brain go unga bunga. It make me it make me do the happy. So I would very much enjoy seeing that. Um, here we go. April 17th. Yeah. Okay, so they're supposed to start filming soon. They're supposed to start filming in June, from June to September. That's a good film schedule given the first. How long was the first one's production? First one's production.
So I take it they have a completed script. Oh, we also got to talk about the strike. Oh, snap.
Let's see. Yeah, the Miz was interested. Yeah, Carl Urban is supposed to be in final talks. Um, that's a good shoot schedule. June to September, taking place in Australia. And then that hashtag show, the current reports, the alleged reports, so grain of salt time, are that Shao Kahn, Baraka, Katana, Quan Chi, and Sindel will appear. That's a good lineup. That's a pretty good lineup. Katana and Jade in the same movie is a good setup. I'm wondering who they would pick for Katana. That's what. Oh, what? Wait a second. Wait a second. I'm trying to remember. Okay, so if they do Katana, then they just need to get Mylena's old actress because I loved her. She's great. Sissy Stringer. Shout out to Sissy Stringer. That I would love to see Katana and Jade fight and have Sissy Stringer fighting fucking I almost said Tatiana Ali. What's her name? Uh damn it, I just had it in front of me. Tati Gabrielle. So it's like that's a fight the people need. I don't care if you Photoshop it or what. But yeah, that's really exciting. I hope she gets it. And I hope we get Katana and CC Stringer as Katana. This is a win for everybody involved. They do their mass justice. Yeah, I'm trying to think about like if there's intriguing news of note before we I guess hop over to well I guess we can stay on like the realm of video games and talk about the did you oh no did you see the whole PlayStation showcase?
Of course. I saw the Craven cinematic and the gameplay one. I thought it was very cool.
um did you see the rest of the showcase or just the Spider-Man trailer?
I only saw the Spider-Man trailer, but if you want to talk about the other stuff before we get to Spider-Man,
I mean there's
we
I guess briefly I was watching it on and off while I was at the gym um because there's a lot to say about the Spider-Man trailer and I think that's great. I think just with it being like a year and a half since we've had a showcase, I didn't even realize it's been that long. It was kind of mid. There was some cool stuff in there, like the Metal Gear Solid announcement was cool. There were a couple of things in there, like what was it Hell Divers look cool. There were a couple of games in there that look cool. I think just prediction wise, it was a little bit. I know people are excited for Alan Wake 2, which I haven't. Not my genre. There's stuff in there that looks cool. There's stuff in there that I'm just like, okay, you've shown enough, like Final Fantasy 16 or maybe that movie. What's it called? Not Forza, not Need for Speed. The Gran Turismo movie. I mean, it looks good. It does look like a good movie. I'm just hoping it's not ass when I probably go and see it with my pops. And then, oh, the only other thing I wanted to mention is the announcement of a Project Q. Boy, there were rumors about this for a while. Boy, does that shit sound dumb. And I don't know if I want to purchase it or not, but it sounds dumb. That's like now you can stream your console and take it with you anywhere. So it's a lesser, shittier Steam Deck. What you've made. Um, yeah, just that Project
it
Q
was
thing.
like the next generation version of PSP.
Yeah, it's like you wanted to make a sequel to the PS Vita, but didn't want to go all the way with it. even though the Nintendo Switch's only competition are like handheld computers that can actually run games above 30 FPS. So it's like, well, we'll make it basically a streaming tablet. Well, fuck that then. Then I'll just get a tablet and just put PS remote play on it and do that. Oh shit! It's our boy.
What it do?
What it do?
Nothing much, just popping by. So like they really said, let's give our boy Yuri Lowenthal Black Air Force energy. He throwing, he don't care.
Oh, you arrived right on time. We're about to start talking about the Spider-Man trailer.
Shit, y'all guys recording and shit.
Yeah, I mean you're good.
Oh shit.
No, you're good, bro.
Like what? Oh, I was like, wait, y'all just record y'all conversations and shit.
This is how we.
How do y'all feel? That reminds me. Speaking of like brutal fights, you guys hear who like apparently the guest fighters are for Mortal Kombat this year?
I think I did.
It's a fucking Peacemaker, Omni-Man, and Homelander.
Fuck is that lineup? That's the most nigga. Who asked for this?
I want Homelander's.
The fuck out of nowhere.
I want Homelander's fatality to be so fucking disgusting.
I'm not mad.
I want to vomit at Homelander's fatality. I want him to like shove milk up someone's ass and drink it through their fucking throat. Like I want like the most disgusting, vile thing to be Homelander's fatality.
I mean, I'd be cool with Omni-Man having a fucking dirty one.
Omni-Man's gotta be disrespectful. Omni-Man he got like mug your mom or something. He has to like Omni-Man has to just.
You just see him disappear and come back. It's like, what happened? I just fucked your mother.
And she's a pet. Like, you know, Omni-Man has to be like the most. He has to like
scream my name, and I called her a doggy bitch. No pain worse than what you're feeling now, son.
he has to like bitch slap your jaw off, like something like that. Like he needs to just be
that's how it ends.
Yeah.
That's how it ends. He nuts in your mom so hard that it flies around and hits you in the back of the head.
Oh my god! But just like the idea of just having a Homelander in Mortal Kombat just makes me so fucking happy.
Like, which I'm wondering, are they gonna do it like TV Homelander, or is it gonna look like comic Homelander?
Oh, it's gotta be TV Homelander because there's no way you're not gonna get Anthony Starr for it. Also, like
but I mean like design wise, not like voice wise. Yeah, you gotta get Anthony. But
the Mortal Kombat's like the fighters like hella customizable now, so they'll probably just add in like the pieces to like his comic outfit as well.
Okay.
And also like
I feel like we'll have both.
Also, like Peacemaker's gonna be in it as well. Apparently, he's another one of the rumored like fighters as well. But I thought like I kind of want Vigilante more than Peacemaker because I just think Vigilante would be funnier.
No, because they have those what are they like legacy combo? What is it called? The little sidekick system. So that might be how Vigilante shows up.
Oh, that would be very funny.
Well, I'm wondering who would be each one because Omni-Man and Invincible makes sense, but oh my god, we should talk about Spider-Man.
Which one? The game or the fucking?
The trailer for 2.
Oh yeah, shout out to my man's Craven the Hunter. He a real nigga for real.
Yeah.
Dog, I got so worried because it's like before we showed the final showcase, we were going to talk about bloody 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 blah. I'm just like, okay, and then it opens up in the forest. I'm like, oh, it's some bullshit. Like, I was so worried, and then I'm like, well, wait a minute, this could still be Spider-Man. And I saw like I'm like, is it? Oh, is he hunting venom in a forest? Is that Craven? And then it's I think his daddy, and he chokes his daddy out, and I'm like, was he hunting venom in a forest? And then it goes into the trailer proper. I'm like, oh, thank God! Like I was almost pissed.
Everyone was like concerned, like, wait, is this like a shitty, like modernized version of Craven? And he comes in with that fucking like fur line, like, nah, we the comics.
Yeah, like I thought it was an ad for some Call of Duty bullshit or another indie game. I was about to be furious. I'm just like, come on, bro. It's the one thing that everybody wants. And
he's fucking hunting everyone.
It's like we got a good 10 minutes.
I thought they were also going to give us some Wolverine footage too.
Oh yeah, I forgot Wolverine's happening.
Yeah, we don't know shit about Wolverine, so I'm like, I was like, Wolverine was a hard maybe, But I'm like, 2, you gotta do something for 2. Like the only grievance I have for the trailer is that we still don't have a fucking release date. And you said fall 2023. I mean, I get it. That's a fair amount of time away, and I know you want to polish it and whatnot. I wonder if they're saving it for like Game Awards or I know there's another event happening in like a week or so, but it's like, are you waiting until after Spider-Verse drops or some shit? Like, what's the holdup? Like, chop.
Maybe.
Like, come on.
I love that we're getting this game and that game. We're getting Spider-Verse and this in the same year.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, we get double the mile love
Yeah.
in 1 year. That's hype as
His
fuck.
suit in the game looks really good. I like his new I like how they're implementing his new
Lighting.
abilities. The transition between playing as Peter and playing Miles seemed damn near seamless.
Yeah, it looks
That
really
looked
good.
Lizard's design looks fantastic. Oh my god, he looks
Yeah, I
so
saw
good.
that. I saw that chase.
That chase sequence was dope.
So Shocker's in the game, right?
I think so.
He was in the last game.
Someone
He's
made a
not dead.
tweet. Someone made a tweet and put like the black suit,
Yes.
like PS2, PS5 Spider-Man next to him, and said like, Tony, you have the opportunity to make the funniest sequel to ever like be made.
I'm hoping
Shocker!
I'll chase you to the ends of the earth.
Like, oh my god, could you imagine?
Get back here, Shocker! Shocker! You can't escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
Oh my god. I kind of hope they do. Or they like remix it and do it with like Craven or something. That might actually make a little bit more sense. Shocker!
I quite like to when like Peter throws that guy when he saves him. Miles looks at him like, "Damn, really? Like, what's up with you?" Miles looks at him like, "Damn, was that called
Something I
for?"
really like is like the clear difference in like Yuri's performance as Peter is way more aggressive. It was like, "There's no time. We've got to go," and I'm just like, okay.
His voice is lower. It's more agitated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feral.
I think this is the best that fighting in the black suit of Spider-Man has looked since Web of Shadows.
Yeah.
Web of Shadows. Oh my god.
Fucking throw.
That just unlocked some memories. Holy shit.
But yeah,
I love that
Oh,
game.
the suit
Hell yeah,
implementation was fire in this trailer. I was cheering in my fucking car watching this thing. It looks like the suit itself looks like it's a great flip because you can see the parts where it like sticks on to his armor, but it still has the classic design at the same type. At the same time, I'm just like, how the fuck did you remix this and make this look both new and old? That's impressive. Like that shouldn't be shied away from.
Who did you guys going back to Web of Shadows? Did you guys pick MJ or Black Cat?
I technically so here's the funny thing.
Take both.
I got Web of Shadows. I got Web of Shadows, and then right after that, my PS3 died. So I've never had an opportunity to play it. It took me years to get it, and I found a used copy in the store. I'm like, finally, I can play Web of Shadows. Psych. Nope. No, you can't. You fucking thought. You thought wrong.
Damn.
I think like we're just like some of the other, now I'm like on like a Marvel video games like kick like would have been like the best out there. Like I'm playing through Marvel Ultimate Alliance again right now because I have them on my Xbox Series X. I got them when they were available.
Re-released.
Oh, that's awesome.
They did re-release it, but they take it off the marketplace. So if you didn't get it, then you're just shit out of luck.
What? Oh.
I have them on my Xbox, my Series X. I can just play them whenever.
They need to re-release that shit for console, bro. Like
They did. They did.
Oh,
Release it
Yeah.
for PlayStation. I would love to play
Yeah.
it.
It was on PlayStation. You guys just missed it.
Oh, bring it back.
Yeah. So like
that's some
Marvel
bullshit.
Ultimate Alliance 3 was like it was like Ultimate Alliance 3 was cool. It wasn't the OGs. It was cool to have like
unified.
Yeah,
it was
'cause
very
Eric, you played it.
unified, yeah.
I was with you when you got it.
Oh yeah, I tried to bring it to Comic-Con, but I don't think we got the chance to play it.
You
It's
played
fun.
You
It's
played it
definitely a
at
fun
Comic-Con, I
couch
remember.
co-op.
It's also very
We played a little bit of it. That's
It's
right.
also very hard for like no reason. Like if you
Yeah,
don't
it's really
use if
grindy.
you if you don't use everyone, then they will stay leveled down. Like I was like, oh, let me try to use Sam Wilson. Like, oh damn, this nigga weak. Because my 4 I kept using, the 4 I kept using was Black Panther, Deadpool, Carol Danvers, and fucking Captain America, and sometimes Daredevil. Those were like my 5 I kept using. And I kept swapping out for them. And then like they were the only ones that leveled up after that. So I'm like, oh, bet I just won't use anyone else. Yeah, it was
Man.
it was wild. I remember like they had a whole Inhumans level, and I was like, yes, recognition. And then like it's like over in like 8 minutes. I'm like, well, fun while it lasted, I guess.
Yeah, and
Like, it was cool. You fight Matt.
I love the Daredevil.
I'm still wondering why they chose to put Ultimate Alliance 3 exclusively on the Switch.
Yeah, that was weird.
From a completely different
That's
company.
pretty-
It seemed like Ultimate Alliance only in name only, and a little bit of the top down fighting mechanics, but story, theme, design wise, it seems way different.
Ultimate Alliance 1 is such a weird game to play now because like Nick Fury's white, Cap doesn't know who Bucky is. It's like
in a post MCU
so-
world, it seems like a relic of the past.
like it's so weird to like, and like Loki, like I was telling someone Loki is so like MCU Loki was an irredeemable bastard, like the blonde-haired sniveling evil like incel like fucking god who was like all gross and like was like gleefully mass murdering people. Like, oh my god, so insane. Look at
Yeah, he's all sweaty. He's all moist for no damn reason.
so weird. Like, oh my god, like that. Someone mentioned like Star-Lord pre-MCU as well when he was like a gruff. Yeah, he was very
Master
different.
Chief in the
Yeah.
old cartoons. It's like
Rocket, Cockney Rocket Raccoon as well. We could you imagine Rocket Raccoon
the old Guardians identity. But yeah, no, with like Spider-Man. Oh, the gameplay looks really good. It looks great all around. Like I have the only beef I have is that we don't have a damn date. So I'm trying to figure out, like, is this shit gonna drop around my birthday again or not? Like, 'cause I'm not gonna be here that day.
I think what other villains I want. I want a fucking proper Goblin as well.
Yeah, when I saw that,
You know what I realized?
thing Genki was piloting, I'm just like, is that a fucking glider? Because of the way it came over, I was like, what the shit?
Yeah, isn't that wild that Spider-Man PS4 came out in 2018 and Spider-Verse Into the Spider-Verse came out in 2018, and now the sequels to both of those things come out in the same year as well?
I worked the launch for Spider-Man. Yeah,
Oh, really?
when I used to work at GameStop, I worked the launch for Spider-Man. Yeah,
How was
it's
that?
crazy times.
Oh,
What a time to be alive. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
that was a big year for Spidey, didn't we? And Infinity War was that year, so that was a really big year.
yeah. So you got now that you got to watch Spider-Man die.
yeah. You get triple the
Fades
Spider-Man
in the
that
dust.
right.
Spider-Man fans really never stopped their feast, did they? They always just kept eating and kept eating.
Up until the recent comics. Oh wait. Oh fuck.
Oh,
God. Okay.
Oh.
You know what? Wait.
Oh.
Do we have anything else to say about Spider-Man 2? Because I want to talk about Guardians. I do, but I have a rage sitting in my chest, burning a hole through my clothes that's been there for the past week since this news dropped. This news leaked.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Do
Spider-Man has been such an interesting.
we want to talk?
Well, I'll get my thoughts out on Spider-Man
Yes.
real quick. 'Cause I don't feel like I did it.
Let's talk
Pretty
about
much.
something nice
So-
and fun before I.
First of all, I want to say I liked the opening scene with Kraven at the beginning of the footage. I thought it was very cool. It was very comic accurate, and the design for him is just the detailing is very incredible. And then I liked the fact that it starts with Connors because we didn't really get him in the first movie, and the detailing on the suit looks very cool because it's not only the black suit from the comics, but they put very close attention to the fact that, you know, it's kind of sticky, it's kind of slimy. The fact that it's sectioned into parts instead of one whole like sticky suit. Like the mask is smooth, but like the neck part is kind of like stringy and
There's shoulder pads
like
in it.
symbiotic. the way the midsection's broken up, but into armor, but yet it's still entirely symbiote. I thought the way it was classic yet revamped,
Right.
which I thought was very clever.
Hmm.
And I think the way that the footage of the first of all, the footage between Peter in the black suit and Miles in his new suit, I thought it was very smart of them to do that, because similar to Web of Shadows, you get the experience of playing both as a Venom type Spider-Man and as a more traditional Spider-Man, but with more advancements, because it's Miles. And I think that the contrast between the two really will provide for not only diverse story paths that'll go down, but diverse gameplay, and eventually I'd imagine they'll go to odds with one another, because we're seeing a Spider-Man who's coming into his own, who's new with this shit, seeing a Spider-Man who's a veteran going down this darker path, because we've never in any medium or any form seen Spider-Man go through the Venom arc or go through the symbiote arc while Miles is present as his like protege. So I think that's very interesting, and I'm curious to see how that plays out. And yeah, I think there's a lot of interesting places for this story to go, because I think if you guys saw, did you guys read the prequel comic or like hear anything about that?
No, I haven't picked it up yet. I know they. Who are they fighting? Tarantula?
I don't remember, but I know that he's taking more of a mentor role. It seems like Peter is going to be going into his more teaching role as within the context of things now, because you hear Gank say like Mr. Parker. Well, maybe that could have been a respect thing, but I also think it's because he's like a teacher at this point in his life, in between the two games. So yeah, I'm just
Well, that and also like secret identities.
what do you say?
Also secret identities, because he messes up his name.
Oh yeah,
He's like, hey Peter, Mr. Parker, Spider-Man.
yeah. So but yeah, I thought also the way the footage was, the gameplay looks incredible. I love the fact that there's gliding now, that's an effect that can be interwoven in between web swinging and traveling. It kind of makes the traveling more diverse in the game. And yeah, I think the action looks more intensive. And the way that he moves in the symbiote is very aggressive, and it's like it's utilized for taking down teams in a more visceral way, which I think was very cool. Yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts. Also, Connors looks dope.
Isn't Tony Todd voicing Venom?
He is.
Yes, he is. Yeah, it did a good job. Not even teasing, just giving us what we wanted. Just give us a release date. That's all we need. It looks like I have nothing but high praise and compliments. I'm just super duper excited that we have more to chew on and analyze, especially with just like new combos. I'm just curious how they're gonna do costumes, and I'm certain we'll get more details on that in the future. I'm curious how they're gonna like divvy up costumes for, like, granted, the PS5 is a much more powerful system than the 4. I love Insomniac and love what they do, and I believe they'll churn out a completed game in a timely fashion. So take all the time you need, but it seems like a lot. I'm like super duper optimistic, but like slightly cautious. Like, are the the developers okay? Because if it's as much as it's been rumored to, where it's like every costume has a black variant, and then Miles also has variants, ooh boy, that's a lot of shit.
Plus, I'm sure there'll be an aspect or a time where Peter has his normal suits, so I'm sure there'll be variants of whatever non-symbiote Peter suit there'll be.
Well, yeah. I mean, the rumors are that all the old suits from the first game are coming over, and then they're also going to have like black variants, like symbiote versions of each one. I don't know if it's true. It's just a rumor that's been floating around for a while. It's like, and if that's true, that's a lot of fucking shit. that would be really cool, but it also seems like a little bit of a pipe dream, so I'm not putting too much stock in it. But if they can pull that off, awesome.
Also,
You
a small detail that I noticed looking at the pictures now is that
Mhm.
I think it's cool how on Peter's normal suit and Miles' suit, the lenses, like the framing of the red aspect is sticking out on the outside, but on the symbiote suit, it's like the black is over the mask
Yeah.
and like the white's what's underneath it. So there's nothing protruding from it. It's all like it's flesh tone with the white eyes sunken in.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it. Pretty cool. I'm hyped on it. And Miles' suit looks great too. I love the additions to it. Like it makes sense costume wise, and it's an evolution of what was already established.
Yeah, it looks better than his movie suits.
I agree. I just wish his eyes were a little bit bigger, but that's just like a minor critique.
Yeah, it's his with that minor aside, it's like his movie suits aren't bad. I like what they represent more than what they are. They're just a little too stripped down for me. So I'm hoping that by the time we get to Beyond, he will get his more traditional suit. But we'll see. It's like I respect what is for him like aesthetically as an artist, and it does make him stand up. It's just a little too kind of drab for me because it's like it doesn't have enough going on. But while Miles' comic and his game suits are very very striking without being too like overbearing, and I feel like they balance their colors well.
But the middle ground, don't want too plain, don't want too complicated.
Yeah, there's a middle ground there, for sure. And I mean, Miles needs a new suit in the comics, anyways, but not that garbage thing that I'm certain is going to be in this game. That ugly sweater costume that he had for a little under a year that everyone agreed was ugly.
I do think I like the logo better on his Spider-Verse 2 suit,
Yeah,
but I like
I
his
agree
suit
with you.
better. His suit better in Spider-Verse 1.
It's sharper. I like the logo better in a cross. But I understand what you mean about like Into being better, but the game suit clears both of them. So
Right. Mainly because he has like they actually include the red shoulders aspects of his suit,
yeah,
which that's part of it. That's part of the design. But,
yeah.
it's kind of nitpicky.
I don't know, Malik. You have any thoughts before I go on my rant?
I have an Xbox, so like honestly, whatever I say means nothing.
You're not getting this shit until you get a computer, buddy.
Well, so you haven't even played Spider-Man 1.
Oh yeah, no, I played like some of it over a friend's house, and I was like, "Oh, this is fucking great."
Bro, you gotta play it and play Miles. You gotta let somebody. You gotta borrow PS4 so you can play it for yourself. It's different. It's different playing it, watching a friend play part of it, than getting your
I
own.
played some of it. Like
experience.
I played some of it. Like yeah, I've always been an Xbox guy. So, like,
I did the same. I watched your friend play some of it. It's different when you get it on your own.
Yeah.
I promise.
no, I played it. Like I went over to my friend's house and I played it, but like I just don't have a PlayStation right now. There's always an Xbox kid.
That's okay. You'll come around to the
Why did that discontinue Xbox? Didn't you hear about
Hey,
that?
what?
Like Microsoft is going to discontinue making consoles because they're losing.
That's cap.
That doesn't sound right, but like
that sounds like full cap. Sony is actually worried right now.
Like,
especially with Xbox's most recent acquisition.
Didn't they just buy Activision and fucking Bethesda? Like, wait a minute, that does not sound right. Like Activision as in like Overwatch and Call of Duty, and they just announced that like, oh yeah, by the way, like Outer Worlds, that game everyone loved, Xbox exclusive for the sequel. Like, oh shit, like nah.
Yeah, no, they're in a pretty good place right now.
Hold on. Where did I hear this at?
Remember, like, apparently, like, they may be trying to block one of the purchases, but not, like, discontinue it. No, like, my most hyped thing when I watched the showcase was probably that fucking, the fucking, Assassin's Creed Mirage trailer, because, like, fuck yes! Unlike Will, I got a fucking release date.
The Mirage trailer didn't look good.
can't
So
wait.
everyone's ready, man.
Fucking golden age of Baghdad, and you know, like it's.
We know.
I'm so excited because, like, you know, unlike the other one where like people are kind of weirdly fetishizing Asian culture for the feudal Japan one, but you know, that's a whole nother discussion.
I mean, I just think that the concept would be cool, but then again, it might just be a Sekiro clone at that point.
It's like a lot of people like, well, like they confirmed that like it's gonna be like in the Odyssey Origins Valhalla vein, where it's gonna be like that RPG style of type game,
Yeah.
and then while Mirage will be like the go back to the roots, and then Hexy, which is my most hype project, will be the fucking like new system they're gonna try out, and a whole different type of Assassin's Creed game. I need
Where are they gonna
Hexy.
go to, like, where are they gonna go to, like, a West African country? That's what I'm really feeling
don't-
for. I'm just like, give me like African assassins. That would be a very interesting narrative for me.
I really haven't yet, have they? Because like what? Because I think like the next ones, it's
Egypt
Golden Age.
don't fucking count.
Yeah, Egypt don't fucking count.
Egypt don't fucking count. You fucking we was Kang's ass hoes. Like,
We was king's ass. They went from Egypt to Greece to fucking like ancient Europe as well. But
and
like
you went backwards in melanin.
that was actually really cool though, because like you go to like ancient, like you go to like ancient fucking like early North America, because you know how like Vikings got there before Christopher Columbus. So like you actually do encounter. I'm sorry, good.
That's a fair point. They went, it's like 3 liberation. You went Native American, okay, to slavery, okay, and then immediately started backpedaling with. It's like, okay,
gave us the slavery
Egypt,
DLC
Greece.
in Freedom Cry. No, they gave us the slavery DLC in Freedom Cry.
Okay, so they went, it's like just brown enough, and then started backpedaling.
Oh my god, like
It's like
Valhalla.
Egypt, Greece, fucking Valhalla. We gotta.
Valhalla was cool because you go to like ancient North America and you like talk to like early Native Americans and shit, and like interacted with them, and you find out this was the same tribe that Connor comes from.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, look at the connections. It's fucking wild. But yeah, no, they haven't done like the next ones are gonna be Golden Age of Islam, fucking feudal Japan, which I guess, yeah, and fucking the one, and then the Germanic witch trials, which I think was like the biggest witch trials.
Okay, that could be interesting. But do Latin America, do Africa. Like, you have 2 whole untapped continents that you just not really touched.
You do Latin America in the comics. They do tackle it there.
I was gonna say, it's just like you could do like Brazil or the Aztecs, like you could do like Ghana, Nigeria. I don't know why people are so scared of the continent of Africa. There's a lot of rich, interesting history that you could play with there.
Because they're scared. It's too many black people. The white players will get scared.
Oh no, you have to play as a brown person and know what it's like.
They're all
damn. You'll have to do research.
Ubisoft is already very scared of like having a woman be the protagonist. That we have to saddle on a man for like 3 Assassin's Creed games.
You ain't wrong.
Yeah, that was a whole fucking thing where it's like, hey, we want Cassandra.
Xbox gamers are scared of women. It's like,
Eivor is literally. Eivor and Cassandra are literally the canon protagonist of their games, but like literally both their games have like the men versions of them on the cover. It's fucking crazy. Even crazier when you realize, based on the story, that like male Eivor is technically the villain.
Oh, whoops!
So it's even more weird to have him be all in front center in the marketing and not female Eivor.
Jesus. So they made the woman the good guy, the man the bad guy, and
yeah,
they still chose the wrong.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. I don't know, man.
Oh, man.
I want to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Anyways, let's get mad about the leaks for Amazing Spider-Man 26. Ugh.
I've heard, like, I love that this series has released like nothing but like controversy.
Right.
Like, but like because at first it was the shit with like MJ's like she's like a sister to me. What do you do to your sisters in, Peter? Because you got some explaining to do.
And he has a half sister that he just forgets about all the time. That whole family business was about that. No one talks
Like
about it.
no one wants to talk about it. No one wants to say what's gonna happen. All right, I'll say it. They're gonna fucking kill off Kamala Khan.
Oh no, yeah. I figured we were getting to that. Yeah, no.
We were all just like quiet. Like no one like, does no one want to say it? Yeah,
Oh,
they're
no,
gonna kill off Kamala
thought
Khan.
I thought you were about to say something, so I wanted to let you speak. And you.
Oh no,
Yeah, they're trying to take out my fucking girl Kamala Khan, which makes me uber extra super duper pissed because she hasn't had a book in like 2 years. She's dying in a book she was barely in, and had a tie-in.
Few months out from the Marvels too. So like what?
Marvels, and you're one of your biggest like Pakistani female heroes who's a super duper interesting character, and you're killing her off in a book of somebody she's had like 3 team ups with. Like editorial. I got some
not even Miles, and she was on a team with them.
Right. Not a champions book, something that she's in. Not her own book, which she hasn't had really in like a couple years. Spider-Man's book, someone she sort of knows, and not even the one that she does know. Like, it's just a bad idea all around. And the thing is, if it's for what everyone thinks it's going to be, to resurrect her as a mutant to make her more in line than the MCU, that's extra uber super duper stupid. Because
I will actually kill myself.
Like, here's the thing. I remember
that's gonna be my 13th reason. That will actually be my 13th.
I remember when she first dropped, and I think we were talking way back then, and I'm like, bro, finally, her and Dante are the only Inhumans I give a shit about.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry. I'm not saying they're bad characters, but at the time I'm like, wow, I finally give a shit about some Inhumans. I don't think they're bad characters.
Man, I forgot about Dante. He really does get ganked by Vox. Damn, that's wild.
Yeah, because like Dante
really said,
Dante was cool.
Let's wipe away all of Charles Soule when fucking like Al Ewing's fucking. Was Al Ewing was writing Royals?
Was he writing Royals? Jesus. Then it was probably a good book.
Oh no. Yeah, it was because I have all. I gotta check my comic because I had like all the Inhumans book from that like golden era of Inhumans. I had except for Karnak. I didn't read Karnak.
The golden era that was a result of fucking Perlmutter being a shitlord and not want to do anything that promoted something that Fox happened to own.
Was Al Ewing? Al Ewing wrote fucking Royals. Wait, who wrote Inhumans Once and Future Kings? That was really fucking good.
Soul? Who was that?
That was great because that's when you had like 19-year-old Black Bolt meets like high school Peter Parker.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because like, and I love that because Maximus like swaps their brain waves for a bit. So like Maximus has Peter's like thoughts and like emotions, and then Peter has Maximus thoughts and emotions. And so like Peter grabs Black Bolt and goes, "Nigga, why do I hate you and love you? You like Apple products." It's hilarious. The funniest shit.
Super hater
energy. And then like Maximus goes like, I need to get Aunt May's medicine, and like runs off from the fight.
Damn. Yeah, but
yeah, that was a great time. But like, yeah, and then Miss Marvel.
I just it makes me boy, it's like here's the thing. Brand synergy never works. At least for comics it doesn't. I'm sorry. It never works. It never has worked for the MCU at all. It never have. It's like, here's the thing. You know what makes me want to pick up books? Knowing that the character exists. That's all I need. Because here's the thing. What if you don't like the MCU version?
Yeah.
Peter died way back.
What was the one? It's even weird to me that like Peter is the one that like Captain Marvel is like in the background of this event, the death of Kamala Khan. It's like, why? Like, literally, where are the champions? Like, where are like her actual team?
The people posted in the photo of it that are mourning her. Like, 2 of them somewhat have it's like Carol and Peter actually have somewhat of a relationship, and then it's like the Fantastic Four, which like I get it, they're a part of Peter's book. What about her friends? What about Bruno or Nadia, Zoe, her fucking family? Like the champions, like Miles, Viv, Lesser Nova, like anyone did she really
Well-
has like aside from Carol, who? Oh boy, it just.
I wonder if she's like actually like not going to like die. They're gonna do the whole thing where like she has to like fake her death, like kind of like what Deadpool
She's in a
did in
coma.
like the death of Deadpool, where like we're like she or yeah, they put Tony in a like when they put Tony in a fucking coma, he was an AI for a bit for that whole Civil War II bullshit.
I just. And here's the thing: there's no way where it gets like good. So it's like if they're killing her off just to revive her on Krakoa, and I know that I'm pretty sure last I heard they're trying to phase out the Krakoa saga now, and that just seems like a bad idea. But whatever. I'm not following Sins of Sinister. It's like if they're doing it just for more like synergy, why? Like I like the fact that the whole thing with her powers has to do with like her identity and learning to love and accept herself. And that's why when she first wakes up in the comics, she turns into Carol because she's insecure about being a brown girl with a big nose who's a Muslim. And then you just were like, well, we want to give her like weird crystal powers and make her a little crystal bitch.
I miss the Terrigen cloud.
Like what a the whole like the Terrigen bomb fallout. What an interesting story. And then it's like I get it. I know superheroes get retconned, and maybe in a couple years it's like, oh no, you were always inhuman. I'm just like,
this is why I'll always hate fucking Spider-Man, because that little nigga had to get his rights back to fucking Marvel, and then the Inhumans movie got fucking pushed back, and then it got turned into a fucking show, and then the show was bad. That I had to lose all, because the show was bad, to lose all my fucking Inhumans books. Man, I fucking hate that little fucking turd Spider-Man.
I mean, he's right, and just editorial.
And that's why he won't play the game. So that's why he won't buy
Literally,
the game.
I'm gonna stay silent until I get an Inhumans video game.
This man will speak as much as Black Bolt does then. Well, God, we will never hear from you again, buddy.
Isn't like a big ass special too? Like it's gonna be like multiple stories by like multiple writers. I feel like, because I think I saw somewhere that like how dare they? She better like her. G. Willow Wilson's page would just be one giant fuck you across the 2-page spread, and that's just it. Like that better be her story.
In a grown white man's book that his fans already don't like. Like, why are you? Here's the thing: as someone that fell into a situation of rage reading, but I didn't buy the book with the most recent Black Panther run, which was fucking god awful. Jesus Christ.
No,
so
who's writing that one?
Started yet? It'll start in June. That's going to be Eve Ewing. So I'm hoping that that's good. But the last one was John Ridley, and it was bad, terrible fucking. One of the worst comic books I've ever read.
I was still on. I didn't finish Ta-Nehisi Coates' run. I was like very deep in.
God damn it.
I was very deep into it. I was like, he met that fucking ginger to like African dude, and that's where I left off at.
Intergalactic Empire, and they just revealed what's up with Killmonger. And
I meant to read Ta-Nehisi Coates' Captain America. I actually quite like the idea of him writing Steve Rogers.
Pretty good, but just like
I don't care. I will always love Hydra Captain America.
I heard
don't
really
care
good things about the storyline. I just didn't sit down to read Secret Empire.
Yeah. I think like one of like the other like big stunts that Marvel has done like this that have worked and paid off, but also not worked and not paid off. Like I remember like what was there like Hydra Captain America. That's real. That one's up to you. Civil War II happened, which I know. But hear me out. We got Secret Empire out of it, and I maintain Secret Empire is like one of the greatest modern day Marvel.
I've heard positive. Like when I heard the actual narrative breakdown once it was done, I'm like, oh, that's actually really interesting. It's a shame that we had to have fucking Civil War II to get to this. A book that got solved in Ultimates 2, and that had to write out the solution because they have actual. because it was in Ultimates 2 because Captain Marvel was on the team of the Ultimates, and so was fucking America Chavez, and just like punch dimension. Hey Carol, this is what's gonna happen if your plan goes through. It's like, well, that doesn't scare me because I can't read, and I'm just gonna be a stubborn bitch. God,
I'll never
damn.
forget when like fucking like Deadpool had it. Deadpool had its Civil War II tie-in, and fucking it turned to Wade going, "I need to sneak into the Ultimates base and fucking like just use the Inhuman or like whatever they got in that shit." And like it turned to Deadpool being in a fight with Black Panther, and Deadpool threatened to spoil Game of Thrones for him, and Panther was like, "You don't you dare!" Started beating the shit out of Wade. There was something very funny about that. It was like Deadpool threatened to spoil fucking Game of Thrones.
Completely sideswiped because he always gets an HBO show spoiled. Don't you dare! And immediately starts cutting at him. How dare you!
How dare you! I just got to the Red Wedding. How fucking dare you!
Fucking Nigerian.
Remember Oh my god! I remember.
What?
I remember when I was there for like when Deadpool got married to Shikla, I adored that pairing. I was in love with those two. I love Deadpool and Shikla. Then they broke them up because Deadpool can't grow as a character, and I was so pissed off.
Leading up to this, editorial told Zeb shouldn't go to conventions for the rest of the year, and now I know why. Because it's like, why did you make this man write this bullshit?
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing, I can tell. I'm like, he didn't want to do this. He, you know what happened? It's like, hey Zeb, do you want to get a chance to write Spider-Man? Oh hell yeah, cool. You can do whatever you want, but you have to do these things explicitly. And it's like, okay. And here come the fans, like, what the fuck is this bullshit? For like over a year, 20 plus weeks, like almost 2 years of straight hot cross bullshit, leading up to super hot cross bullshit. And it's like, again, with the Mary Jane Peter stuff, look, either put them together or fucking don't. Either undo one more day or don't. And you seem like you don't want to undo it because you're a bunch of petty man children that just like.
Because Kitty Pryde is right there. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh no, Kitty Pryde. That's his best girlfriend.
Sure.
Don't care.
Or
It was so healthy. I want more of it everywhere.
No, not Cindy. It's Korean. But...
Oh, Cindy Moon?
No, not Cindy. The one from Marvel Adventures Spider-Man or Mary Jane Loves Spider-Man or whatever it was called.
Oh, I was about to say fucking like the little one that
not her.
Superior was dating.
That's for Otto and Otto only. But I see where you're going. Like, no, just like. I don't know, fuck it, put him back with Carly Cooper. I don't give a shit. Like, he's with Felicia now. Okay, keep it. Fucking keep it. Like, I've seen Mary Jane written well when they were together. God, she was written well and drawn well when she had her own solo. It was a fun, cozy little book. And now it's gone. And I'm sad. It's like they broke up again. And it had perfect art. And everyone looked good. Mary Jane was like a likable person and also aesthetically attractive. And it's like, just stop it. Like, stop baiting the fans. Because here's the thing. Rage baiting is not a good thing to have for sales. You know what happened after about the 8th issue of that Black Panther book? Even though I kept reading it, I stopped buying it. I found other ways to read it because we're on the internet.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah, like...
Oh, no. Arg me matey.
It's gonna make your sales dip. Because you keep pissing people. Look, you can't please everybody. I get it. But there's a reason that people are looking at Peter B. Parker and be like, hey, that's the Peter we want. The Peter from MC2. Remember that universe? You know?
I don't know what pisses me off more, like rage baiting or like okay, Marvel had to deal with rage baiting. DC had the problem of like, hey, this big thing's gonna happen.
Wedding?
No, it's not. We lied. It's not gonna happen. It was so big because everyone had tie-ins, and I was like, damn, Tom King's run was pretty trash, but like the one thing he did get right was the Bat-Cat relationship, and I was like, damn it, I actually want this to be Endgame now. Like I still hate War of Jokes and Riddles was ass, and I maintain I fucking hated War of Jokes and Riddles. Didn't read it, but like I didn't care enough. It's crazy because like the I Am trilogy I thought was a pretty solid start. I am Gotham I thought was a really solid start to that run. It was really cool. I Am Suicide was weird but okay. And I Am Bane I thought I Am Bane I thought that's so like it was Tom King's I Am trilogy, and it was so weird because like this was meant to be like the big follow up to Scott Snyder's mammoth iconic Batman run, which like to be fair like yeah like I'm looking at like this. I think that's the problem. Like Tom King was trying too hard. Like he wasn't gonna top Scott Snyder, and he had to like follow it up and continue with it, like I think that's why War of Jokes and Riddles fails so hard, because like I'm expecting to believe that this is the same Riddler from 0 Year. Nah, fam, get the fuck out of here.
I don't like rage baiting because it's your story is still gonna suffer in the long. Like people are gonna look back and either not remember your run or call it some bullshit. Like I had issues with Slot Run, but why has Spidey been going through the damn ringer recently? It's just like look, just here's the. It's like I get it, huh?
I heard Matt Fraction had a.
I heard Fraction's
Matt Fraction's run was actually very damn good.
His take on him was pretty good, and at this point, I'm just like, give the book to Ewing. That man can do no wrong. Like the bits that I've read of X-Men Red are great. Fucking Immortal Hulk, I still need to finish it, but phenomenal. It's like Ultimate's favorite book of all time. Dude doesn't miss. Like just. It feels like editorial doesn't. I get it. You don't want Pete to grow up, but like write something interesting. Like I had I found out what the storyline of Dark Web was. I'm like, oh well, that's just stupid. You turned Ben Reilly into Kane, but not Kane, and like didn't really is like and wrote him just angry and petty for no like Dark Web just sounded stupid all around. You just had an event to have an event. And it wasn't even an interesting one. When Kane, like, they brought Kane back, and you still, what the fuck is Spider-Boy? Like, you had a whole end of Spider-Verse event, set up something with Dan Slott. I don't know when the fuck that's ever gonna pay off.
I had a friend ask me, he was like, staying in comics though, like he'd asked me like, oh, like what? I just saw Guardians 3, like what Guardians comic should I read? And I was like, actually, I don't know. I didn't read that many Guardians runs, but like anything with the name Ewing or Bendis, you should be good.
Bendis's run with the young X-Men. That was interesting. The only thing I explicitly remember two things from that one. Peter having his black space half-sister, and that this is from and Gamora smashed Tony Stark and was disappointed. I just remember the look of
like God, I remember
and
that
he walked
one.
out and Rocket just looked at him and he's like, you're not gonna mention it. It's like, I mean, it seems like you just kind of let her down. Like, just Rocket's just like, first time, huh? You new to that, huh? Couldn't handle that gamussy, huh? Like,
yeah, that's that Thanos rage. Those skills taught her by Thanos.
Than intended. Like his arms were folded over his chest, and it's like, and then there's a silence, and she's like, "I'm gonna go." I'm like, "Damn, not I'm leaving." Shit, what did you do? What didn't you do?
Tony. And Tony, you like these Earth girls had you fucked up. Remember when like the Inhumans leaked Tony Stark's like STD records and shit?
I think you told me about that. Oh yeah.
It was like Civil War 2, and like Tony had like pretty much waged his one-man war with the Inhumans, and like the Inhumans fucking like tie-in book. The Inhumans like, all right, bet Tony wants to fuck with us. His life is done. So like they like released his ST. They fucking bombed his garages. They fucking like quietly sabotaged his life. He fucking leaked his like STD records and shit, and fucking like implicated his girlfriend in a fucking scandal. I was like, damn, Medusa, do not fuck around. And then Karnak and Maximus fucking bomb Stark Tower.
Yeah, I'm very upset. And I guess
It was
we'll
the
see in a
craziest
couple
shit,
weeks
dude.
How that goes. Anyways, do we want to talk about Guardians? It's amazing.
It's
Saw
such
it
a good
twice.
movie. I
Guardians
open
is
mouth
the best
sobbed several
trilogy.
times.
Oof.
Moral of the story is you and your friends should just jump your abuser.
Yeah,
Get a
in
group
the
of your
wise-
closest friends
wise
and just
words
jump
of,
the fuck out of your
Street
abuser.
Disciple. Beat that nigga's ass. Like I love High Evolutionary as a villain, the likes of which I haven't in a long time. I think the last one was maybe Namor. He's so well acted, and he's so easily understandable in terms of his motivations, and he's such a big, massive shitbag. And I love every part of him. I love his performance. I thought it was amazing. I love how he's written. He's fucking god awful. He has one of the hardest lines in the MCU. That's why I stepped in, and I'm like,
there is no God. That's why I had to step
my
in.
second go round watching
Like,
this with
oh,
my super
shit.
Christian mother. It's like, ooh,
Also, like,
get behind me, Satan.
we did.
That back to back makes the line go from great to God tier.
Oh my God, it was so. Also, like, it's kind of feeling, and there was no fucking weak points. I felt like this is like Chris Pratt's
a
best
good actor
performance as
sometimes, just 'cause
Star-Lord.
People really don't like him just 'cause
Like,
he's a
holy
white man.
shit. Okay. I'm so
It's
glad
not
you said
true.
that.
Like,
Because, like, I be looking
shout out
into
to-
some of the
shout out
shit
to
that they
Council of
say
Geeks.
Chris
They
Pratt
did
is.
Vera
And I'm like,
Wild did a whole video
okay, I'm so.
about that stuff, and a good amount of it can be debunked or has no evidence. And it's like, if you don't think he's a good actor, that's fine, but a fair amount of the allegations are this is a like trans queer person who, and they're like, I'm not a huge fan of Chris Pratt. I think he's fine. It's like, and I'm not, he seems like a little bit of a jackass in interviews and whatnot, but other than that, it's like he's probably relatively harmless. It's like, it's a pretty good video. I'm just like, oh, so you just don't like him because he's a white dude.
Like,
you can not like him, but like, yeah,
that's fine. You can not like him, but like, let's be like truthful about it. You know, like I remember, like, I was looking at him like, okay, like he's like he said, I'm like, I'm not seeing this, guys. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you know, like it's like, is it just because he's everywhere now? Like I don't know, but I think like, and we're getting more of him too because it looks like they're gonna do like the legendary Star-Lord run with him on Earth.
But can we please, God, get a Ravagers of the Galaxy series?
It's a Disney Plus
I don't care
series.
about Gamora being there, and I just want the rest of them. Yes.
Sylvester Stallone, fucking. Wait, also, like, it's so weird. That new Guardians team at the end, that's the Guardians team I was waiting to fucking see. That's the Dan Abnett era shit. Fucking Quasar, Phyla Vel. I'm like, no fucking way, dude. Is that Phyla fucking Vel? Like, nah.
Beautiful. Like, Adam Warlock, I can see him getting his own special to kind of give him a little bit more depth. It's like, I like.
How
him
do we
in the
feel
movie.
about
I
Adam
know
Warlock
fans
in
are
this
gonna be
movie?
pissed. I like him for what he is and the purpose that he doesn't bother me because I'm not an Adam Warlock fan, so I don't have any beef with. I'm not part of that community. I don't know anything about that lifestyle. Being an Adam Warlock fan, not community. I don't know. I like him and his little space puppy, his spider puppy.
Like, so, like, I don't mind it because, like, looking at it, like, it gave the two of the most important things about Adam Warlock's character, Vision and Harry Styles. So, like, there wasn't really anything left for Adam Warlock to do here. So, like, I guess like this is what we got. Like again, and like also like he is very like I cackled so hard at the "Don't be rash." Like it's like the way Poulter delivers that is so fucking good. Like I don't. He's like it's like Will's just so good in the role too. Also like
The
I
same is that he didn't really need to get jacked.
Elizabeth Debicki can like get it for real in this movie. she's so,
Oh my god,
she's so
gorgeous, and I'm upset about her.
so
movie.
disheveled.
Oh,
So disheveled and miserable. I want to like give her a hug and like take her away from all that.
that's like the only because I rewatched the second one and I completely 180. I actually now love that movie. And the reason I used to hate it is actually now part of the reason I love it. I'm like, wait a second. James Gunn stoked a very heavy emotion out of me that I hated a movie for the better part of 6 years. That's a good ass director right there, where you made me hate a character so much your movie became. God damn. But no, I think it's a lot better for me. But it's like I feel bad for Elizabeth Debicki because on the one hand, she's gorgeous. On the other hand, she's extremely talented. She was wasted between both movies.
I liked her. I liked her in this movie though. She was very good.
I don't think she's bad. I just wish she had more to
that.
do.
She gets fucking like blown up and fucking like Counter Earth. That also they name dropped the fucking Animan. I was like, no fucking way. The fuck.
Yeah, I heard that shit too. I'm like, why do I like? You know how you sent something? I heard Animan. I'm like, this. I know who this is. Why do I know you? And why does it feel wrong?
Why does it feel
Like,
wrong?
you shouldn't be here. Also, something I love. Counter Earth is set in the fucking 80s.
Because like, and my friend had actually brought that up. Like, why are they only in the? Why did it never go past? I'm like, because that's the only part of Earth he saw. It's the only thing he would know because that's when he visited. So like, he would have no idea of like because like we saw like Evolutionary's biggest problem was that like he didn't understand that things grew and evolved and changed on their own naturally, which is why he couldn't fathom that Rocket invented and thought. He was like, oh, like, no, I have to make it as it is and it will stay in that perfect state, where it's like, no, like, it's like things are born and they grow and change naturally, and that's why his Counter Earth didn't work. It just stayed in that state of the 80s, you know?
Right. There's a fantastic Frankie I mentioned this on another time, like made a good point. Them motherfucker was cooking meth. What do you mean they weren't capable of independent thought? You don't get taught how to cook meth. You start putting shit together and figure it out. So it's like the best part too is that like it wasn't just the 80s. This is mid war on drugs, crack epidemic 80s.
Yeah.
Which is 1,000 times funnier when there's that line of just like, oh, is that why there's like squid people dealing meth to roach kids on streets? And he's over here is like, it's a perfect world where there's no racism, no bigotry, no hatred. It's like, motherfucker, you copied one of the worst moments in recent America history, the Reagan years.
I meant
the fuck? You didn't stay on Earth too long. You collected those zoo animals, listened to some 8-track tapes, and dipped.
I made a TikTok about this. How fucking horrifying must it have been to live in like the greater cosmic community of like the MCU in like fucking before the years 2018, and like when the High Evolutionary and Thanos are just out there, just doing whatever.
Oh yeah,
like could you?
Had to be a fucking nightmare for sure.
I'd be
absolutely ghoulish state of living.
Either Thanos is gonna wipe out half of all of my people at random, or the High Evolutionary possibly made me, and there is no God, and he could just like raise my civilization at the thought. Like, like what?
Yeah, no, that's some wild shit of just like, oh yeah, that. Interesting thing too is the kind of meta aspect in a way of the whole creation of Adam sequence when Peter gets saved, because it's like, oh, it's a play on words because it's like his name is Adam, and he's but he's also like in a way the son of a god, or like the godson of a god in a way, because like fucking High Evolutionary has created whole societies and species. He's also raised them to the dirt, much like a very angry, vengeful god, which like that line, there is no God, that's why I stepped in. He's not exactly wrong from like they're a team of god killers. They've killed a god before and a titan, or at least helped. Like,
one of the funniest moments too, when they first introduced High Evolutionary and the dude's bringing the fucking step stool for him. I thought, damn, are we just not meant to take this villain seriously now? But like, the actors like acting is so fucking powerful that like you just forget, like, oh shit, this nigga needs a fucking step stool.
which again, I mean, it is Elizabeth Debicki. So I don't have a problem looking up at her, but you know,
it's so fucking good. The other thing, like fucking, I quite enjoyed like the Gamora Peter sub romance. Well, like not like the subplot as well. Because I thought I was like, damn, that's such a heavy situation of like if you're the woman you loved died because you weren't good enough, and then like she's back, but now she's like a different version from another timeline. And I'm like, damn, that's a very heavy situation to deal with.
But I love the way they handled that storyline and where it ended, because like when I talked with some friends about it, we all kind of agreed Gamora's kind of at her best here. Like upon like second reflection, Gamora and Peter have some of the like weakest on-screen chemistry in the
Really,
MCU.
I have a friend who like Gamora and Peter is her favorite ship.
Well, God bless him. Hey man, love wins. But it's not that strong to me. So funny enough, this dynamic I like way more, because a good thing that kind of feeds into the whole thing that I enjoy. Like there's a whole video I think I want to do at one point about what Guardians of the Galaxy 3 specifically says about positive representations of masculinity and growth. Like Peter learning, hey, I can't slot the absences of things I have in my life with women, you know, like the qualities and insecurities I have in myself with just like women around me as kind of objects, and like Drax being a helpful dad, and Rocket being like a brother that's worthy of care, even though he's a survivor of like abuse and trauma. And it's just like, even Adam Warlock being just a big ass himbo who's just really trying to make his mom happy, like even that little bit. But
I had a realization about. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, it's just like I really liked Peter's like arc that he has to end up going through, of just like, oh man, by the thing I was gonna touch on, where Gamora is just like, it's like that doesn't even be like me, that sounds more like her, and then you see like that
Immediately
moment
looks at Nebula.
that like I feel like a lot of dudes have had, is like, what? I don't look at her like, no, wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Where you have the
And, like,
it's like, you know what? I never noticed that. It's like, stop trying to fuck me, Peter.
No, Nebula's lines like, "Oh, look at me like some lost puppy looking for a soft place to land." Like, oh
And here's the
shit, but
thing,
like,
she's not wrong, but it's just like when she mentioned it, even because Karen Gillan is fine, and even as like the cold-hearted, you know, robot assassin, just like, I mean, shit, you know.
I think
Shit,
going
you know.
back to going back to like the forms of like, you know, like positive masculinity and shit like that.
Yeah.
I think like one of the things I did notice about Bradley Cooper's performance as Rocket is that I don't think he ever yells in this movie. I don't think he ever screams. He never yells. He's very soft. Rocket is. I know in the Flash, but like present day Rocket, like in like now, like he's very calm and very like subdued. Not subdued, but like very like relaxed, you know? Like even when Peter calls him raccoon, like, I told you, man, I'm not a raccoon, like, because he knows Peter's upset. I think that like actually served well with the juxtaposition of his abuser, the High Evolutionary, because like that scene is so good when like he comes in like, you are nothing, how dare you think you are more, and it's just Rocket just goes like, my name's Rocket, and just shoots him. Like there's something about him, like just the parallels of like, you know, the High Evolutionary being this screamy guy, but like, you know, Rocket is actually very chill and like very comfortable with who he is, you know? Like it's like, I think that's like very much was the point.
Yeah, it's like the fact that him accepting that he's a raccoon now that he knows what the fuck it is, is weirdly beautiful moment. But it also kind of, there's a somberness to that too, because you understand, it's like yeah, we can tell that he got these from Earth, but seeing that there's a specific location that he picked these animals up from and like took the plate or has it listed explicitly, it's like, oh yeah, these are where these animals are from, explicitly on regular Earth.
Literally, that scene is also great because like Rocket is literally healing his inner child in that scene.
Yeah.
It's literally a physical, literal representation of someone healing their and saving their inner child, and I fucking love it so much. And even like the parallels of that scene where the High Evolutionary was the big hand that took him, Rocket doesn't do that. He sits and he waits for them to come to him,
Yeah.
which I think is also a really cool moment as well.
Yeah, and just like even just the line somehow making the name's Rocket Raccoon. I'm like,
Its name's Rocket Raccoon. Oh my
Yeah,
god, it's so
something that
good.
we don't really talk enough about. Bradley Cooper's performance as Rocket throughout the series, he's unrecognizable. Like I can't.
The rent was due for this one.
Oh yeah, in particular, but like
the
across the
rent was
board,
due for Guardians 3.
I never think about Bradley Cooper's performance. Like I am aware, but it doesn't feel like Bradley Cooper. So I forget a lot that it's like, no, I'm just so accustomed to the talking raccoon. And I'm just like, God, he's such an asshole. I can't stand him. I forget that there's a dude, like a completely different person voicing him that doesn't sound like that at all.
That fucking oh my god, like we haven't gotten to like the big like Teefs and Floor
Oh,
and
God.
Lila flashbacks. I was actually like the first time I cried during the movie was like the scenes of emotional abuse towards Rocket
Right.
when like he tells like, how did you know? Like that fucked me up to see because like it's painfully accurate. But I think the scene where like I was like open mouth weeping, like had to fight to keep myself like quiet was like when High Evolutionary kills Lila. And like I knew it was bad because out of the corner of my eye I saw my friend look over to me, panic, look to my other friend, and then say like, yo, Malik's like really like not having a good time right now. Like my no, dude, it was bad. I was open mouth, like I was hard crying, like I was ugly, like I would have been wailing if I didn't control myself, like crying. It was really
I feel
bad.
like that was James' entire intention is to just make the audience like
Ah.
hurt, like
that cry that like Bradley Cooper does to you is so like guttural
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
messy. It's such a real sounding
But
cry
also the
of like something like a kid would do, you know?
evolutionary market. Wah, wah, wah. We're crying, we're
fucked up.
crying, all right.
He's like, you win the crying contest, 89P13. Oh, did you see that cringe ass tattoo someone got?
What? Please tell me
Someone got
something-
89P13 on their wrist, like a fucking Holocaust survivor.
That's just that's the
Everyone's like, nigga, this
word.
tattoo was not it. Everyone was like, nigga, this tattoo was not it. You should not
No,
have done
it's
this.
not. Congratulations, you have the scientific numbering of like a fictional talking raccoon with trauma.
Like,
But-
it's so bad. It's so
More
bad. But
involved
yeah, no,
behavior.
it's. But yeah, no, I adored. This was also Gunn really went to his horror roots back to this
There's
one,
a lot
didn't
of
he?
like
It's like
body
the-
horror throughout.
Yeah,
like
like,
Nebula should have
Rocket-
died several times
Ro-
if she didn't have her enhancements.
When Rocket had his fucking when he mauls the High Evolutionary,
Woo.
that was horrifying to
That-
watch. Oh my god! And then like just like the close up of the mouth, the covered in blood
Oh,
and
yeah.
shit. The designs of the fucking like animal creations as well, like the fucking pig one voiced by fucking Scott Lang's
They
wife.
Were, oh god, they were ghoul. Like Floor is such a particular like uncanny valley.
Oh
I'm just like,
god!
oh god, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's a
Do
spider
you
rat.
guys know who Pete? Did you guys catch Pete? Did you guys catch Pete Davidson's cameo?
Was he the little frumpy dumpy looking thing? Thank you.
Yeah, the Mantis. Yeah, the Mantis. Like, oh god, I wasn't yelling you. Something behind. Oh
creepy.
fuck.
You look really cool. Mantis is so adorable and sweet and
Oh, she was amazing in this movie too. Mantis was overpowered in this movie and also like one of the funniest
like
ones.
I was talking on another pod doing a Guardians 2 review and I had told the host, I'm just like, so are we going to talk about how like all the Guardians are clearly neurodivergent? Like they all got some ICD codes. They all got some.
Especially Mantis with the what are you doing? Like when she's sign language at the kill children, what are you doing? Explaining it, dickhead.
Yeah, like Mantis being just this beautifully empathic, clearly autistic girl, and it's like Nebula and Rocket being like tag team trauma survivors. Peter over here with mommy issues, straight to the rim.
That fucking like scene with the fucking humanimals in the kitchen fucking kills me. That seems you're dying. Dying. Dumbass. It's like, why do you criticize everything, Drax? I see you. Like Drax is trying to fucking lay down
What do you think
constantly.
about the
Also, first ever Marvel
yeah,
F bomb.
what do you think about? So I'm a little annoyed because they put it in the marketing in one of the ads, so not uncensored, but it got spoiled for me. But it was still both times my biggest laugh in the movie because I'm just like, it sucks that now there will whatever's the second one is now the second one, and it's not going to be as funny as the first one was because that was clearly a fucking ad lib.
So like I didn't get it. All I knew is that there was an F bomb. I didn't know I didn't know where it was gonna be. But all I knew that like a fuck was coming. And like given how like intense the movie already was, I thought it wasn't going to be funny. Then it just
I figured it would be we're the Guardians of the fucking Galaxy.
Yeah,
which they still
like,
did Guardians of the We're the Guardians of the freaking Galaxy. Only they didn't say frickin'. It's like, say fuck, you cowards.
like then like this is like open the fucking door. So that delivery is so good. Open the fucking door.
It was clearly such a real and natural like take. And I'm like, I'm so glad. It's like, okay, I press the button. Now what do I do? Open the fucking door! And I'm like, that was Chris Pratt for 5 seconds. That was not Star-Lord speaking.
You can watch the build up to it. Like, here's the handle. You press it. You'd see the build up to it. Like, you're getting more angry too. Another thing that's been great. All of the press with James Gunn and fucking Chris Pratt like talking has been they are so funny. They are like the chemistry those two have. Like those two are fucking boyfriends. They are so fucking hilarious to watch together. Fucking
James
also
about like the ships, and it's just like, oh, some people ship it's like it's like Nebstar. It's like, oh, that's cool. It's like, but some people ship like Nebman. Oh, that's another thing. They have nicknames for each other. That is so cute and such a small detail that means so fucking much. Like when Nebula and Mantis are having their argument, she calls her Neb and she calls her Mant. I'm like,
I love that.
I'm like, they're sisters. I love it.
I also do appreciate. I there's something about like just like the unspoken bond of how close the Guardians got together. Where like at first Peter, it's like we can't kill anyone, we have to like stay like merciful and shit. And then they saw what they did to Rocket and went bet. And then like safeties were off. like Peter saw what they did to Rocket and then grabbed that one dude and then like shoved his head to the ground like 500 feet. Air like no no prisoners.
That's another thing I really like is that the Guardians actually work very well as a team. All of the things that throw their plans off are external. Like it has to do with problems of their environment, not as much as their plans going wrong. If their plans generally, but they're also really good at improvising on the fly. So they're really adaptable as like a team unit. And I really, really like that. Because like in the second one, the first one, they're meeting each other. The second one, they're only a couple months deep, so they can work with each other, but they don't know how to play to each other's strengths. This one they do. And they can plan and execute.
That fucking no sleep till Brooklyn hallway fight scene. Holy shit.
One of, if not the MCU's best fight scene thus far. It's
no sleep till
fucking
Brooklyn.
incredible. They don't throw a joke into the walk-in and the slow like team shot, and then it goes into one of the sickest long hallway fights. Like that's 10 out of 10 filmmaking. 11 out of 10. It's amazing. Because not only is that choreography, that's adding visual effects into choreography. Also, James Gunn uses colors in his fucking movies, and I love it. The needle drops are great, start to finish. Like, it's a great movie. I fucking love this movie.
So like out of all the Guardians, which one has the best awesome mix?
So I will say that it's like I still think I need to see what the actual awesome mix for Volume 3 is. Because it's like, it's long as shit, I think. Like, I think it's a double pack.
Creep was really fucking good. That was a great use of that song. Rocket playing on the fucking speaker was a great fucking intro.
It's a strong
again,
intro. I think the thing is, I like that 2 has diegetic music a lot. Though this one has it too, though, on the bridge scene of Peter listening to his music and for No Sleep Till Brooklyn. But the fact that one of the songs plays into the plot in 2, so 2 might be my favorite just for how
there's a little bit over because Peter has his headphones in the Zune in several times, so he is listening to those songs.
There are moments of there are like 2 distinct ones I remember of it being diegetic, but it being diegetic and plot relevant.
I think the Dog Days Are Over is like also like one of my favorite moments as well.
That's
like
really
just that dance party is just, I think like it was very like holy shit, like it's ending with just a giant dance party is so in tune for Guardians, and because it's nice to see your heroes or your characters you like just like be happy. That's why I maintain one of my favorite MCU moments is the fucking cookout at Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I rewatched that scene so much, gives me so much fucking serotonin. It gave off that vibes, you know.
Yeah,
shout out to Bucky getting food for some fucking seeds.
Yeah, I'd say Awesome Volume 2 is my favorite of the 3. But 3 isn't bad by a long shot. It has a lot of great music, especially like
Since You've Been Gone. In the Meantime by Space Hawk, that was in the first trailer.
Yeah, it's like also going back to Redbone, of course, like can't be a classic.
Oh yeah, Redbone comes back too. Redbone is in both the awesome mix.
Yeah, so it's like you can't be.
I may have to give it to Volume 1 though, because like ooh child, fucking Jackson 5. Well technically, so this is so weird. Ain't No Mountain High Enough, technically in canon, is on Awesome Mix Volume 2 because it's the first song he plays when he gets the gift from his mom. But they put it on Awesome Mix Volume 1. It's so weird. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also like the movie.
Where have you been? We thought
you've been here this whole time. Y'all just been going off. I ain't said shit since Spider-Man.
We were
Didn't you say something?
We were waiting for you to pop in, bro. You're lost.
No, and y'all going back in. I was like, I'm gonna let them do their thing. I'll be here.
Your voice and opinion.
I'm gonna say, why do you not
like? You have a spot here.
Oh man, no, I'm also.
It's gotta be colorism. We can't let them light skins have this.
Who is that? All of us? Like,
well, you are not light skinned. You're wait, shit. Are you? Hold on.
Go back to my family and my partners. the way that motherfucker be lighting my ass up is like, all right, here, light bright. I'm like, leave me alone.
Light bright.
Right. Out here.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't like it as much as you guys. I like it. But yeah, a lot of good stuff about it. But I interjected because I gotta go to bed. But it's good. It's probably my second favorite Guardians, and I think the first one has the best awesome mix. I liked it better the second time. I cried the second time, and yeah, real good stuff.
All right, brother.
All right, bye.
I got a program I gotta attend in the morning, so it'll dip.
So do I. So I'm trying to think. It's like what else there is to. Hey, shout outs to Danny Nicolette, just cause.
I kind of want to watch Bridgerton now because of fucking John Page, because after the D&D movie, because I fucking love that movie.
D&D was great. Before you go on to that, my socials are the Roy and Alexander and Alexander 64. Right. I'm gone, y'all.
That's good. Oh Jesus. Do you have anything else to say about Guardians 3 other than it's fantastic?
Fucking great movie. Pretty wild that we have like a Marvel cosmic movie, fucking Adam Warlock, Starhawk, and fucking the High Evolutionary. It's like, it's insane to think about it when you realize that.
I remember when it was announced that he was the villain. I'm like, who the fuck cares about the high fucking evolutionary? And then here I am giving a shit about Space Kanye West. I mean, that's basically what he is.
Space
He's a
Kanye
big
West.
eugenicist. He's Space Kanye West.
Yep.
But, it's a great movie and everyone should see it. And yeah.
It's fucking great.
I don't know. I feel like that's enough for the show because I have plenty of shit that I have to cut out now. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good enough for the pod so we can both go to bed.
Like, oh, I'm not going to bed. I'm up instantly as a bitch. I don't work tomorrow.
All right, party animal. Well, some of us have to go to work. Where can people find you at?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go read a fucking book probably after this.
Okay, nerd. Well, plug your shit.
Oh yeah, I'm the TheJediSmark. That's it.
Everywhere? Just everywhere is the same shit, huh?
Oh yeah, Instagram TheJediSmark, TikTok TheJediSmark, all that shit TheJediSmark.
All right, now. Well, you can always leave a comment with the hashtag AskAce. You can find me on my socials at WillTheGreatest on IG, Will.TheGreatest on TikTok. We'll see y'all probably after Spider-Verse and or The Flash.
We'll be at Fan Expo next year. That next week though. So if anyone gonna be there, holla at your boy.
That's a W.
And any tall goth cosplayers, definitely holla at your boy.
That's a definite W.
Alright. That's it.
Oh, shit.